Are you from an occult family? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Occult Families, How to Spot Them series. Trigger warning. This video series covers disturbing and very serious topics. Full legal disclaimer in the video description below. An occult family is one that operates through hidden spiritual structure, whether or not that structure is openly acknowledged. Ritual does not always look like candles and cloaks. It can look like heirlooms passed down with unexplained rules, objects that disappear without reason, dreams that repeat with coded imagery, and lifelong roles assigned without consent. These families rarely announce themselves. Most hide in plain sight. Some use religion, others use respectability. Either way, the mechanics are the same: assigned spiritual roles, energy manipulation, and an unspoken contract designed to suppress one and protect another. In these systems, power is not shared. It's extracted. This section is not meant to tell you whether your family fits the profile. It exists to confirm what you've already sensed. If you're reading this because you felt energetically targeted by your own bloodline, that signal is valid. The absence of physical proof does not erase the presence of spiritual infrastructure. What defines an occult family? Occult means hidden. In this context, it refers to hidden spiritual systems passed through family lines. These systems may include unacknowledged ritual patterns, role-based energy assignments, generational spiritual contracts, psychic surveillance or dream interference, inheritance of spiritual gifts used against their original source. These families may or may not consciously identify as a cult. The ritual doesn't depend on belief. It depends on function. If spiritual authority is being exercised through energetic roles, it qualifies as a cult, whether anyone admits it or not. Common indicators. Most people raised in these systems notice the patterns before they have language to name them. These patterns are not metaphor. They are observable, repeatable, and spiritually enforceable. Common indicators include energetic drain. Your body reacts after family contact. Exhaustion, anxiety, headaches, sleep disruption. Not occasional discomfort, but a consistent physical consequence. Object displacement. Personal items disappear, especially those tied to your body or identity. Underwear, hairbrushes, photos, childhood keepsakes. Often timed around birthdays, deaths, or full moons. Dream intrusions. Highly patterned dreams featuring masked figures, rituals, family members acting out coded behavior. These dreams often occur near key dates or moments of breakthrough. Role entrapment. No matter how much work you've done, your role in the family remains fixed: scapegoat, caretaker, emotional trash bin. The contract holds even when your behavior changes. Milestone sabotage. Emotional collapse, betrayal, or strange interference every time you approach joy, love, clarity, or financial breakthrough, especially after contact with the family. Gift or heirloom disturbance. Certain objects trigger panic, depression, or confusion. These may be jewelry, books, photos, or passed down artifacts. The energy clings, no matter how you cleanse them. None of these events are isolated. Taken together, they signal a ritual system, one designed to extract energy and enforce submission. Assigned roles, not chosen lives. In occult families, roles are not based on personality. They are spiritually assigned to serve the system. One sibling becomes the vessel, one becomes the enforcer, one is designated the sacrifice. If you were born with a frequency incompatible with the system, you would have triggered resistance from the beginning. You were questioned, punished, isolated, or scapegoated because you disrupted the grid. Your refusal to submit was interpreted as rebellion. In reality, it was recognition. You weren't born to serve the contract. You were born to interrupt it. The power structure is hidden, not absent. These systems are designed to be invisible. Often, the most damaging families appear polished, accomplished, or pious. The language may be therapeutic, religious, or progressive, but the energetic function remains the same: control, containment, silence, and power extraction. This is why you may have doubted yourself for years. The outer world didn't match your inner knowing. You had no proof, only pattern. But spiritual systems do not require belief. They require recognition. If your life has been marked by surveillance, sabotage, and enmeshment masked as care, you are not confused. You are observant. The structure was real. Signs: you were raised in a ritual. Family. Ritual families don't always tell you what they are. They show you through pattern. Most children raised in these systems never receive direct explanations. They piece it together through repeated experiences, many of which begin before they can speak. This section outlines clear, concrete signs that indicate you were raised in a ritual family. Not because someone wore a robe or drew a pentagram, but because the function of the family was ritual: control through repetition, extraction through proximity, and enforcement of spiritual contracts through familial roles. These signs are not isolated symptoms. When present together, they point to a structured system, even if no one ever admitted what was happening. 1. Energetic reactions around family. Your body responds before your brain catches up. Visits leave you physically sick. Phone calls cause migraines. Family events feel like spiritual warfare. This isn't about normal stress. It's about involuntary collapse. A consistent pattern of nausea, exhaustion, brain fog, or panic around family contact is a major indicator. 2. Lifelong role entrapment. Despite personal growth, healing, and distance, your family insists you stay in the same role: scapegoat, caretaker, rebel, black sheep. No matter what you do, you're still too much, too sensitive, too difficult. In ritual families, roles are assigned spiritually, not behaviorally. You were never allowed to change because your role served the system. 3. Surveillance disguised as concern. You feel watched even when you're alone. Family members always seem to know when you're thriving, and contact spikes at those moments. Check-ins aren't supportive, they're disruptive. You receive sudden messages after spiritual breakthroughs, new relationships, or creative wins. The timing feels too precise to be coincidence. 4. Possessions that trigger collapse. You own family objects, photos, heirlooms, clothing, jewelry, that carry a weight you can't explain. They induce nightmares, illness, confusion, or emotional instability. Attempts to cleanse them fail. You feel a physical shift in the room when they're present. These objects often act as spiritual anchors, tethering you to the contract. 5. Disorientation and memory gaps. You've experienced childhood amnesia, memory blanks around key life events, or confusion about timelines. Sometimes you remember entire scenes differently than other family members. Other times you feel like parts of your life were edited out. This isn't forgetfulness. It's the signature of a manipulated timeline or ritualized dissociation. 6. Dreams that don't belong to you. You've had dreams of family members watching, performing rituals, masking their faces, or speaking in code. These dreams often feel intrusive, like you're witnessing something you were never meant to see. They may repeat near significant dates or follow family contact. Some dreams may even include symbolic locations that feel more like memory than imagination. 7. Chronic patterned sabotage. You experience consistent setbacks at key milestones, right as you approach freedom, success, or emotional clarity. Relationships collapse, illness strikes, financial disruptions occur. These patterns follow a spiritual rhythm, often tied to family contact, holidays, or celestial events. It's not just bad luck, it's alignment disruption. 8. Guilt as a control mechanism. Any move toward independence is met with accusations of selfishness, betrayal, or abandonment. Family members weaponize guilt to pull you back in. They rewrite history to make you question your own perception. These guilt cycles are never about mutual understanding. They are about energetic reabsorption. 9. Inexplicable familiarity with occult themes. You knew too much too early. You were drawn to symbols, languages, or topics that no one taught you. You felt watched. You sensed spirits. You knew when death was coming or could see emotional patterns with surgical precision. These weren't hobbies. They were inherited awarenesses, activated by proximity to ritual systems. 10. Being marked by difference. You were always the different one. Maybe you looked different, thought differently, or behaved in ways no one else understood. You were mocked, excluded, or punished for your instincts. Others sensed your presence disrupted the family dynamic. You became the pressure point, even when you were silent. Being raised in a ritual family does not always look extreme. It often looks ordinary, until you track the patterns. The consistency of collapse, the timing of contact, the feeling of being watched, the role you were never allowed to outgrow. These are not signs of personal failure. They are indicators of a hidden system. This chapter isn't about convincing anyone else. It's about giving language to what your body, dreams, and energy field already confirmed. If the signs are present, the structure exists, and you were born to dismantle it. Hi, I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and what you just watched is part of my signature program, the Chosen One series inside School of Soul. This series is not just a course, it's a blueprint for those who know they were different from the start. The black sheep, the scapegoat, the truth teller, the cycle breaker. Inside, you'll discover the family roles playbook, the golden child, the scapegoat, the enabler, the lost child, and how to finally step out of the part you were cast in without consent. How the black sheep becomes the goat, turning rejection into radical transformation and leadership. How to break generational curses and rewrite ancestral contracts so the pain stops with you. And how to recognize and escape modern forms of spiritual and technological targeting, from gang stalking to synthetic synchronicity. This isn't just about survival. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your voice, your lineage, and your destiny as one of the chosen ones. Click the link below to access the full series now, because the role ends the moment you decide it does, and the real script begins with you.